Yo, did you get that? She's deaf. She's deaf. She's deaf.
I'm here.
No, she's there. She's there. She's there. Did you guess it? Did you guess it right? Can you guess it?
I was like, is he gonna play that one? And
Oh, I was thinking.
probably not.
Wow,
And then I was like, oh my god.
But there was so many to choose from, and it's interesting. I had Final Fantasy in my head because I may or may not have sparked an argument on a little bit of a bother on Twitter this week, tweeting about Kingdom Hearts and people saying it was like Final Fantasy, and I was like, I'll give it a bit of sympathy back, and I'll put the Final Fantasy song on, even though I have no idea what it is. So yeah.
Never played it.
Why would I? I'm only just playing through the Sonic games now. So why would I have played that?
Oh man, it's such a good game.
But with this, we might find out if it's in your top 5, which we will find out about a little bit later on.
Yes.
We're going to sort of keep that towards the back, the sort of later on. Yes, we made it to episode 3. We've survived. This concept has survived 2 weeks. And so very, very kindly, Becky has agreed to come on the show this evening to talk about. I like to sort of keep the main topics about Twitch, where it is, what's happening, how all that stuff's going on for people. Just so it doesn't turn into a massive rant from me.
Yes, that sounds good.
And then I sort of put a bit more attention to you. I'm more than happy to sort of let this be a platform for how Becky may sort of sell herself in the world of Twitch. How is the drunk Bloodborne streams is a good way. It's a good way. It's a good way to go about that.
Yeah.
Magiox, we've got Magiox here. Hi. Welcome.
Yeah, that was funny Sunday.
Well, I've never seen anyone. It was sort of watching a bit, and I sort of went, "Is she drunk?" Like she just sort of was so over giddy about dying and just finding things, and it was like, surely this can't be right. Surely no one's that excited about playing a game. So it was like, I think, and then everyone in chat was sort of letting it slip by. No one was actually like clocking on. So I was like, are you a little bit squiffy? Like, I think she probably is. Liquid, welcome.
When I came onto the stream, the situation and how my day had panned out to everyone, and I did explain what would happen. So
Sunday's meant to be a day of rest, and she's out getting totaled, and then comes back and said, "Right, guys, we're doing a Bloodborne stream, ha!" And then it all just went and descended into a bit of chaos.
It did.
How are the Bloodborne streams going? Like,
They're going.
Yeah, they're going.
Well.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Because if you get nervous, I get nervous. And
oh no. Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you a bit about them then. So yeah, Bloodborne's going really well. I have had a lot of fun kind of replaying it because I played it once before up to kind of 2/3 of the way through, and I think the streams are going really well. It's a really good game to stream. There's quite a lot going on, so it kind of keeps people tuned in. I think keeps people interested.
Was that one of the more favourite games you've played then on stream?
I think so. I've seen a lot of people coming back kind of for the Bloodborne streams, which is really cool. Yeah, it's really, really awesome.
We are on time, Sam. We are on time this week. We promised that our guests showed up on time. They didn't decide to break down 20 minutes before. The public transport has worked for Becky to get here on time.
That was a worry of mine. I'm not gonna lie.
So it's interesting to know if you sort of believe that. If you find that one game that sort of clicks with, that's kind of how I felt, just solely going down the Sonic route at the moment, just because I think it's got to a place. So I don't know if you might agree with this. where I think that Twitch has sort of got to a point where it's so hard to do variety. It drains people a lot more, because it's kind of like, so why are people showing up for this one? Why are people not show up for that one? But it's people show up for a game I'm not actually that interested in, and loads of people no one hardly comes to a game I am interested in. So it's like you're trying to find the middle ground, and then but keep going on with the variety, and it doesn't really work. But I know you do a bit of variety yourself, so it's interesting to know if you've ever started thinking that way as well.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I think there's always that fear that you're gonna kind of play a franchise or one particular game for a while, and you've had people come back for those games, and there's always that kind of fear that they're going to lose interest if you switch the game and not come back, and then that way you like the little growth you have seen has kind of gone in a way. So it's like it's just making that decision whether you should kind of stick to this one game or franchise that you're really.
Because with variety, you've got to sort of you've got to take the approach that you've got to have that community behind you to do it. Or else no one is going to go, because you have that community behind it. Then they will support that person. I guess that's why people that we can say that are doing quite well at the moment, we know exactly who they are. There's like, I'm sure your Twitter is full of, I don't know if your Twitter's full of people who are like saying thanks for popping by and tuning into the stream, and it's like the same people you see all the time, because all of them are going. They deserve all the love, and I've had a bit of a rage of about some of it, but you can't fault them for having that. They've made the community, and then they can just play whatever the hell they want. But it's a struggling time. I think it's especially when I see people wanting to get into streaming and say that they don't know what to want to play, and it's like you want to help them so much, but it's kind of like they've got to sort of learn it themselves, and know that it's not as easy. It's not as an easy thing to do. Streaming, it's not just put a cam on and hope people watch. There's a lot to it. How much effort goes into each different bit? I don't know. Do you think that it's more on content, or how much you do sort of off stream and networking? Which do you think sort of comes out on top out of them two?
I think it's a bit of both. It's hard to say what one comes out of top. I've heard a lot of people say like networking is a big one, and I try and network as much as possible in the little time I have outside of work. But at the same time, I think the actual live content you put out on Twitch is very important. Otherwise, no one's gonna want to stay and hang out with
and it's almost, I think it's almost contradictory when people say that you've got to spend most of your time networking, but then they'll still say you've got to go back and look at your streams and see how you're gonna change, what you're gonna get rid of, because it's like so which is the most important bit then? That's why I always said it. I think a straight 50-50 is right, and then some of the people I know say that it should be like 70% networking, and it's like, but that can't be right if you're going to say that they need to improve on their content. It's like, go and watch the stream, because networking to me just says that you're going to grow, and but the whole point of streaming is that someone watches your streams. It's not how big you are. It's how big you are on social media, because you could get so many followers, but then you go on the streams and it's just another Fortnite streamer, it's just another COD player, and that to me just it's not the right way to go, but it is working for people.
I get what you mean. Like I see a lot of people, they've got time that they can put into networking, which works for them, and they grow through that, and then I guess through that they then direct people to their Twitch a bit more, so they'll like grow on other platforms first. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, it's how people sort of do that morally and a bit unmorally. People will try and reach out to people above them and get a bit of support and how to grow, or other people will sort of go into the we're going to the big communities. I could list so many communities where people will go in and say, "Get me into affiliate, please," and it'll be there. It'll be given to them.
I've seen that. I have seen that.
It's everywhere. You can. It's not hard to have a good-looking stream, and it's not hard to get some basic panels, and it's not hard to get the requirements.
But then it's you have to do it consistently to keep up the kind of the average viewers that requires you to become an affiliate. And I guess some people might find that they get affiliate and then may struggle to grow if they get it so quick.
But they've not learned anything. Surely, if you ask someone who got it in a week, like how long did it take you to get affiliate?
I think about 6 months.
Yeah, well, that to me makes a bit more sense, because it's like, all right, I'm sure that you just got all of the people who ever went into your streams went in there for your content.
Yeah.
It's not just plug your link somewhere, especially on the tweets that say, "Oh, link your link below," and everyone just like, "Oh yeah, I followed you," and I was like, "See, I see so many. I saw someone tweet that it's like, well, you don't follow me, so I'm not gonna follow you until you follow me." It's just.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Or if someone follows you and then they'll unfollow you later.
So it's a vicious circle. Welcome, Shannon, our esteemed guest from last week. Thank you once again for doing that for us last week. I much appreciate that, and very, very cool. This is all the extensive knowledge. You tuned in for a bit of that, didn't you, as well?
Yes, I did. Yeah. I did.
It's vast, great knowledge of
I was going to say, he had so much knowledge, and I'm just so the opposite. Knowledge-wise, it's like, yes, I'm good. Well, I can't really do. I try and do his voice, but I'm quite good at accents, as you know, and impressions. And it's kind of like, the thing is, I'll end up doing like a Towie accent for him. I'll do like a Towie accent, and it's like don't sound like that. Are those M50X headphones he sees in? What, me?
Are they your Technicas, them?
Yeah, they are. Look, I'll show you. I can't.
He's very of a sound nerd as well, so
yeah,
he's probably very excited right now.
Sorry, I'm rubbish with the names of stuff, so I had to look.
If it sounds nice, I'll buy it. Yeah,
exactly. I know these do sound amazing. So
yeah. So Becky is very prolific. How many music streams do you usually do? Making.
Do you know what? Not that many. I've actually only done a handful, maybe 3 or 4. But it's something that I really want to make once a week at least.
Yeah.
Because it takes a long time to set up as well, and I'm not sure how people are going to react to it. So far, it's been positive. I think I just need to kind of.
I think people are genuinely interested in. I think people are genuinely interested in watching music streams. I said this to Shana last week, who did a lot of music production, and sat on FL Studio making stuff, and it was like, wow, this is interesting to watch. Like, I want to hear the knowledge. I want to know why that's there and why is that there.
Yeah.
And then I'm just watching someone who's just making some banging tunes on the keyboard and shouting, and I don't know, whatever hip hop flute action that's going on in the.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been kind of sticking to the kind of synth wave vibe, and then play improv flute over the top, like ambient improv.
Could make some cyberpunk inspired songs for its upcoming release. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. That would be cool. Yeah. That's a good idea though. Doing.
Wow, I want credit. I want credit now. You heard it. That'd be quite good. Get 75 viewers, making synthwave cyberpunk music. But I'm literally making careers here.
Yeah.
Pog advice last week.
Just learn as I go.
Even more Pog advice this week.
I'd just be like, guys, I don't know how to make synthwave, so just bear with and we'll figure it out together.
Can you do like yeah, definitely, yeah. I just don't want that to happen now. I don't want any success for you any right now.
No, don't say that.
You could also do sort of like what the piano improv man does. You've seen him, right, on Twitch?
Oh, I think I've heard of him. I haven't seen him though.
Just people who donate and with a song, and then they sort of use like the main melody out of it, and it's like he's constantly playing all the time, and as soon as someone donates, he'll just take that song and then just blend it into whatever he's already playing.
See, that is like. So I've seen people that they will take donations for song requests, and they are crazy talented. And and you're just like, I'm not that good yet, like not that good. So I just do like I'll have in-game currency, in-chat currency.
Yeah.
I just use that for song requests instead.
Oh yeah, because I requested a 12 hour stream, and I think I only caught about 45 minutes of it. It's like, yeah, have a 12-hour stream. That'll keep her occupied while I go and do my stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shinon's a Eurobeat maker. He was under a different alias before, and I actually I know. So he was a university friend. We used to like meme about his music, but I think that's kind of what you got to do, because honestly, his music was pretty spectacular. Like there's no way that we'd have any of that kind of skill to make something like that. Something that you actually like say like physically, this is mine, and what I've made is always like a good thing to have.
Yeah, it's nice.
So that's why we're hoping to see you could do some collab, does Flute Eurobeat exist?
I don't even know.
Is there such a thing? Like you could just make it a thing. I don't know. Eurobeat.
Probably. I mean, yeah, you could.
Could you do like about like Initial D music, right?
No.
Like Running in the 90s.
No.
Oh no.
What did you?
Oh no. F in the chat, boys. That's like the most famous Eurobeat songs that there are.
I'm one of them people that doesn't know the name of anything, but if you played it, I'd know.
Deja vu. They must know these. How would you not know these?
Oh my god, I'm so bad at stuff like this. Honestly, names, song names, people, anything, famous people.
She didn't. She only just caught the right train, luckily.
But yeah, like.
Do you want to come on Massey's stream this week? Who's Massey?
Oh yeah, I had a bit of a kerfuffle with the Twitter on Monday, didn't I?
Didn't know what day we didn't know what day the podcast was going to be on either.
I was just.
What do you do? What do you do when you get up? Just go. Where do I need to be again today? There.
Yeah.
Go.
I was so tired. I accidentally tweeted that the podcast was on Tuesday rather than Wednesday.
Ruining my schedule. She's ruining my career now. So I'm making her career, and she's ruining mine. You
pulled me up in it straight away, and I was just like,
unbelievable.
Whoops. Delete. Abort.
Abort. Music streams. I think the fact that Twitch has become a place where it's not just game streams. It's not about just going on Fortnite, seeing how many kills you can get and all that kind of stuff, or playing a bit of silliness in or doing drunk Bloodborne streams. It's all about doing the different varieties now on Twitch, and people do love it. People want to see. It's a place to see new skills. People get partnered doing. We've been graced. We've been absolutely graced this evening, right? I don't know whether to go a bit more northern now, and then. So this is north. We're up the top, of course. We're northern. We had a southern guest last week. Got another southern guest this week. Like proper southern.
Don't.
No, don't sound like that. No.
That was rubbish.
Nah, it was on point.
It wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
5 out of 10.
Well, so I mean, You could do an impression too, but because you're not, it means I win.
You could do an impression too, but because you're not, it's because I win.
I win. What?
That was terrible. I'm sorry.
I think what you should do is watch an episode of Coronation Street and then learn, sort of learn a bit of the words. I think you could do one. Shion's is quite good, but it's kind of borderline. I know the Northerners aren't a race. But it's very offensive.
Was it?
It's only because I do Towie accents for him. Stallion's got a bit of an accent as well. I'm sort of almost getting there on what Stallion's accent is. It's kind of weird because I know it's kind of like sort of southerny, but I think he's from the Midlands, so it's a sort of a weird accent.
A bit of both.
Yeah. It's I don't know how to say it. Johnny makes you sound like No, I don't no. It's like Essex, Southern, Midlands got it wrong. It's such a blend. It's kind of like how I've done my holy trinity of taking a bit of who was in the triangle? Oh, who was in that triangle I made the other day? I had like Paddy McGuinness. Who did I have? iDubbbz. I had iDubbbz and someone else. Oh, I can't remember who it was. I'm so sad.
I can't believe it.
Oh, and some guy said someone, some YouTuber or something, and someone I can't remember who. I made my trinity. So that's his. He's got a bit of Towie, Southern, and Gavin from Autoglass in there.
I only heard just like Southern Essex when I heard Stallion speak.
But he's not kind of from there. Plus, he said he's Italian, so he could be doing this all the time. Like, you know, you don't see his hands all the time. You know, like family is number one. Like, I could just do that, but he's probably going to find that very, very offensive. Yeah.
But yeah.
Would you like to hear a joke?
Go on.
Got a joke. Oh wait, no, that's going to spoil it because I've got it up there. I was playing your. I opened up YouTube with your song.
Oh God, yeah.
Check out Bekimachine on YouTube for some dang tunes. Super Machine is a classic.
For some really bad finger drumming, as well.
Excuse me. What?
Finger drumming.
Oh right, that's what it's called, is it?
Yeah.
I like that on the Final Fantasy one. It's kind of like you play a bit of the flute, and then you think, right, now it's time for a bit of keyboard, and you stand there, and you sort of turn your head. You sort of turn your head and look at the keyboard and just go, that one, and then that one.
Honestly, I'm rubbish.
I'm going to play this one and that one.
I can't play with two hands, so I have to just do one. And I can just play. I just play the lead melody, and I can do that, but I can't play with two yet. Well, I learnt the intro actually. I could play the intro on two hands, but I couldn't play it quick enough, so I just sacked that off and went for the lead melody.
What would have been even funnier is if you pressed one note and then sort of edited the video a bit, so while you were trying to work out where the next note was, and because it took you like 6 seconds or so, it's like, right, I'm going to press this one, edit out the gap in between, and then press the second one. That would have been...
That was an actual live one. It was the live one.
Sort of like stop motion animation of piano playing.
No, I wanted to make that one live, other than actually, which wasn't live.
You should do one live.
I just put it there for the visual. The finger drumming and the keyboard was.
So what you could do is, and it's not like trying to say you be a start of it, but I saw a conversation the other day on Twitter, a thread about donation goals and saying that is it kind of sell out, is it kind of scummy, and I was like, well, not really, because it's like if you have something small. I kind of disagree with donation goals that says like get me to a convention or get me a brand new PC. Then it's like £1,000. If you say for £10 over like 2 weeks, if someone gives you £10 over 2 weeks and say, right, I'm going to do a live music stream, that to me sounds like a good enough value. It's something that someone wants to see, and that's how I would see donation goals. So I mean, I know I'm helping you get your career going in, but and I want credit for all of this advice.
Of course.
Oh.
Well, I guess it's that's a different way of looking at. It's like an incentive goal, I guess. Like rather than saving up for something, it's kind of I guess a small amount to put for a music. It does take it out for you performing though.
Yeah, but that's why you kind of you don't want to just do it for the sake. You'd want to sort of have someone's. It's kind of like a mini concert in a way.
Yeah. I do that a lot, you know. People have pulled it up on I go,
When you're playing in your band and you've just finished your flute playing. That was good. Band. No, that was good.
That was good, yeah.
Just
I know
saying there.
You can tell when I'm enjoying playing flute because my shoulders start moving.
Wait, but you're not thinking I've got to move this shoulder and then move this shoulder and then move that one. Right.
No, the flute definitely comes more naturally to me than the piano.
Stalin, I don't unfollow me, please don't unfollow me. It was just a light-hearted banter. I'll see you on your podcast soon as well, mate. Just saying. We can have this battle. We can have a battle.
And yes, Shin on it's southeast London. You're right. You've hit the nail on the head.
Southeast London.
It's not good.
What's in the southeast? What's in it?
I don't know. Just cold.
If you had to say one thing about the southeast of London that would excite tourists to go and see something of wonder and delight in southeast London, what would you go and say to them to do?
Oh, that's such a hard question.
Wow, there's nothing there. The southeast of London is a boring place.
It's a pet. Wait, but London as a whole or actually outside?
Well, southeast London, they've got their own compass postcode there.
Blue
Water. SE? What's that?
Actually, Blue Water's a bit boring. It's just a big shopping centre.
Oh, God.
But it's got like a cinema in it.
What, so like other shopping centres across the country, but it's called Blue Water. Ooh, that sounds a bit posh, isn't it?
I don't think... I'm going to think later on, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, like, I could have said that. That's this one thing that we have that's amazing. And it's not now.
Maybe the pub where my band plays.
Yeah.
Well, it's lovely.
I guess actually, everyone should go to New Cross Inn.
Are you selling out?
It's for live music.
You're selling out, aren't you?
Yeah.
Didn't give you a platform to sell out.
A lot of people play there, and it's a very nice pub, and it's fun.
Okay. So I've got my joke ready now. Do you want to hear it?
Go on then.
Why was the flutist arrested?
Why was the flutist arrested?
He was in treble. I mean, I had to do two there just in case you got the joke, but I had to do.
Oh, that's not very good.
I'm telling you, the sound effects. Boom! The sound effects. Oh, Dan is going.
Did you just hit a sound?
Buonissimo.
Molto bene. It was in treble instead of trouble.
Yes, that was the joke. That was the joke, Becky. Flutist, did you hear my last recital? The friend said, I hope so.
Huh?
I'm guessing that's I'm guessing that's that they didn't go to hear the flute recital because that's not the most fun thing in the world to do. What do you throw?
I'm so bad at jokes.
What do you throw a drowning flutist?
What do you throw? Okay, what do you throw at a drowning flutist?
His case.
That's horrible.
What? The sooner we get rid of them, the better. Right. Oh my God!
But the flute is a lovely instrument.
But they've got like different variations of it, but they all sound the same. The clarinet sounds the same, and the panpipe sound the same, and
a clarinet is not the same as a flute.
And the recorder sounds the same, and they all sound the same.
No, they don't.
Do you have your flute on you?
I do have my flute actually.
Can you give us some? You could
Right here.
kindly give us some chords. Say, I have live music now. We're a live music stream now.
You can't actually play chords on a flute.
Oh, what do you do then? Just press some buttons
Just
and
kinda-
hope something happens.
Yeah, like I'm worried it might be a bit loud.
Might need some sour pleasant chat here.
Oh my god!
I know what that was.
I can't play the simplest melody right now.
Could you do anything from video games? Could I have like a little guessing game? If you knew any though. That's alright if you don't know any, but
Can you name something?
something from Sonic.
How does Escape from the City go?
You could do Green Hill Zone. Everyone knows Green Hill Zone.
How does it I should have learnt one pre-stream.
Well, you were only just writing notes. She was writing notes 5 minutes before the stream started.
I had them all on my phone, but I just wanted to write them up on a notepad, so I had them like in front of me.
Oh, okay. Top middle guy. So don't bring the Raj Patel jokes in here. Green Hill Zone is surprisingly hard tune to play. Yeah, you could learn some sort of. I don't know what it's like the easiest thing in Sonic to play on a flute. I don't know if Sonic on a flute's been done before, but that would be pretty cool if.
I imagine Green Hill Zone isn't too hard to play on a flute, but it's just me figuring it out on the spot. That's the hard bit.
I'm trying to think what else, because you've done Final Fantasy, but I guess you did you played a bit of flute and then pressed 2 piano keys for that. I'm a grade 7 in recording. Why don't you come on? Why don't you come on a podcast week and show off your skills? And you could just stop being a bit of a meme lord and actually show us a bit of skill.
Unlike me today. I'm actually grade 8 in flute, but I'm not
not really showing that.
I'm not really showing that today. No, I've kind of just I don't know.
It might line up with Lottery Claude. Oh, I'm gonna have to get your priorities sorted then. Alright, I guess that's over. I think that's our flute session over with. Right.
Yeah.
Shall we?
While it lasted.
Shall we move on to the actual new sort of feature we're sort of bringing into the stream? So we're asking our guests. We started this last week. A bit impromptu. We started this last week to talk about our top 5 games, but ever. So it's kind of like a desert island games. What games would you take? If there was 5 games you must have that if all of the games in the world were wiped out, these are the 5 that I would want to keep. But there is a catch. They must all be from different franchises. That is the only rule to this. So we are now going to start with the number 5th choice. What have you decided for number 5?
Okay, so I decided Subnautica.
Oh, that's pretty recent. That's pretty. So it's a surprise to see recent games on. So what's your main reason for going for Subnautica then?
I just think the exploration side of it's really fun. Sound design and the soundtrack as well is amazing. You never get bored of it.
I completely agree.
Yeah, so you'd never on a desert island. You'd never get bored of the soundtrack. You'd always have that to listen to. But yeah, the aliens are really cool and
the fish.
Aliens.
So I think what I'd like to sort of ask is most what people go through with thinking making these lists is that it goes sort of towards the childhood bit and see what kind of games they grew up with. So it's kind of interesting to see that a game that's pretty recent. So I'm guessing when do you reckon was the first time you played Subnautica? Like a couple of years ago, maybe a year ago.
Yeah. I think I played the beta when it first came out, but only the beginning, only like the first half hour. yeah, I guess I started playing it last year.
So it's just nice to sort of know that games can still have like sort of late impact. I guess that you appreciate that they're good. But it's an interesting choice. I guess.
Yeah.
And you streamed that as well, didn't you? Like are you all over that stream? How much of it did you do?
The whole game. I spent hours on that game.
I think that was one of the first ones I ever saw you streaming. I think that might have been one of the first ones I ever caught you streaming Subnautica. So must have been playing it around the same time myself.
Yeah. I can tell you how many hours I put out into that game. Once Steam opens, and it's not opening, so that's. But I reckon probably like 100 at least of just exploring it. It's so good.
Free game on top 5 as Amigo Candy Crush. Now, if I ever heard what your top 5 games were, and you just said, if you just said 5 mobile games, honest to God, I don't know where this podcast is going to go and what future it has. If you come on and say that it's Candy Crush and Farm Hero Saga and Farmville and 8-Ball Pool, it's like Diablo Immortals. Well, maybe. I mean, we've all got phones, right? We've all got phones.
I agree.
We've all got them. So, Pretty Fish Game takes 5th place on Bekimachine's list.
Too, though.
It's quite well. I mean, I wouldn't know. I may or may not have chickened out a bit early on that and played other games instead.
It's just so.
You're
so tiny in it.
I think, in my opinion, Subnautica is one of the best companies to have done early access right. I think what they've done there compared to teams who've made Atlas. Atlas is my biggest, and I'd even say Arc. I mean, it's the same company, but the way that those of H1Z1 I'd put in that category as well. They've just not done it. They've just not done early access right. DayZ is like the biggest, the ultimate god of not doing things right for early access. Yeah. Subnautica did it right. They were in early access for about a year, and the content they were putting out was constant, and they decided, right, we've made the full game, and they made it free. They made it free on Epic on the Epic Games Store. Yeah. That to me is the exact proper way that has gone. I think it's a very fantastic
they'd
game.
They'd made their money from the early access, and they'd released it had its like little bugs here and there, but they weren't without laughs.
No, I mean, I'm glad that it's. I'm somewhat glad. I've not played the game. I've played a bit of the game, but I am somewhat glad that kind of game is in your top 5. We shall now move on to your number 4. What have you got there then?
I thought you were going to tell me your 5th one then. Okay.
Well, you already know. Mine was widely available, so hang on. I'll try and get mine up again. I might have to just close.
Hey, Deli.
I might just have to close my display capture because I'm gonna have to go into Discord to get it. Cool. So let me go and find it because
cool. I think you're gonna think my next one's a bit of an odd choice as well.
Alright, there we go. Right, I've got it. Right.
So you did forget yours.
I know what was number 1.
Yours. Ah.
Right, so my number 5 was dude, I had to do it because I'm using display capture for it, so she would have disappeared, and I'd have to scroll back up through it. I'm not Raj Patel yet. I wanted to know what software he uses. He uses a very good software, and dude, shut. Right, production value is on point. Right, I've told a joke, and there was a sound effect. I've helped Becky sort out streams for the next 3 years. There is so much production here. Right, look at all the background animations and things. So I've gave Rayman 3 my number 5. That is very, very, very
yes,
very fun childhood game that and I put it there because of all the laughter I've sort of had off that game as well, with various things that me and my friends have done with that game. It just had to be there. I think it's such a good game, and I would happily play that over and over again just for a bit of cheering up whenever. It's such a fun game.
I remember that being a good game as well.
Ooh, Delhi. Delhi's on a warpath. I guess. Right, no. Swimming. I'm going to use a Subnautica reference. Swimming into number 4. What have you got there? And give me the reason why. What is your number 4?
You're going to be like, why? Soma.
I really always say like these are pretty recent. These are pretty recent games.
Actually, I think all my list is quite recent. But anyway.
Well, you didn't play games as a kid.
I did. I just don't have the memory to remember them.
Well, no, because you we've already established that about you and memory.
It's the worst.
When did I learn the flute? What's this?
Right, Soma though. So I just thought, I thought the story was incredible, and it just made I enjoyed the gameplay, but I just thought the story was so immersive, and it makes you think about what's morally right and wrong in that world, and makes you really care for the characters, and the sound design was amazing.
So you're basing your games off sound? Is what
I do actually.
So Subnautica has a good soundtrack.
Sound design.
Soma has good sound design.
Yeah.
Is it scary?
It is a bit scary, yeah, but it's alright. It's bearable. It is quite
bearable.
Scary here and there, but it was amazing. Like, the story made me cry on stream. That's how good it was.
Yeah, but that sounds like it should. It should have made you cry. I cried at Deltarune, for God's sake. I cried at that. Like, yeah, Pepe hands in the chat.
What does Pepe hands mean?
Pepe hands. It's tears. Pepe tears.
Can I do it like? Pepe
yeah, there
hands.
you go. Becky hands. Well, there's a new emote for you. Another thing I want credit for. Pepe hands is a better Twitch TV emote.
Oh yeah.
Highly recommend for people who don't have better Twitch TV. Anyone who, if you're on the browser, get better Twitch TV. It makes your Twitch experience a million times better, and it's fun. It's very, very funny.
Just quickly, with Soma though, I'd actually be a bit worried, because if I took that to a desert island with me, I probably would get a bit bored of the gameplay. I've just realised. Because
right. Okay, fair. I may or may not have described this pick your top 5 in that way before. So let's go off the fact that let's go more off the fact that these are the top 5 games that are the standout top 5 games ever, which I think is what you've based it on.
Yeah, that is what I've based it on.
So let's
do the island card, and now I'm like, oh my god.
Well, maybe. Well, what might have happened is that you landed on the desert island, and you landed on the beach, and then a coconut fell on your head, and you got amnesia, and then you played Soma, and then you're replaying the game for the first time, and that could have been it. And you were like, thank God I've got Soma here. I don't know what it is, but thank God you got it there.
Oh, you should play it. So good.
I have it. I think I've got it actually in my in library somewhere. Maybe in Humble
It was
Bundle
free on the
somewhere.
PSN store for ages.
I don't have a PlayStation.
It's very sad.
Not stooped down to those kind of levels. That was a bit of a shriek.
It's because the PS1.
I've not really got much. I know I've not really got much to add on about Soma. I mean, that's fair enough if it fits in.
I feel like my list is all games you haven't played.
Oh, Wide Hard. I don't have Wide Hard. I think Wide Hard is one of the emotes that we don't have. RIP.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what that is.
Wide Hard's like Wide Hard is try hard that's sort of split across the size of 2 emotes.
That's one thing I've noticed, that I'm just really bad with like Twitch emotes. I don't get them.
So how long was it before you knew what Pog was?
Ages. I couldn't understand. I know you tried to explain it to me, but I didn't really get it.
What? Yeah.
Now I think I get it. It's like.
There's an education to be had in Twitch chat emotes, or else you will be called out for being a normie. Just gonna get that warning out there. You must know you know Monka S, right?
I know Monka S, the word, but I don't know the picture that goes with it.
It's like it's like Pepe with his eyes sort of wide open. Yeah, there you go. You can see that, right?
Yeah.
Monka S is.
I don't know what that means though.
It's like something bad's about to happen, or like something's scary's gonna happen.
Okay.
And so everyone spams that, and then this Monka. Okay. I didn't lose my dog. We're just educating. Look, Harry, we're educating for the future. Is what we're doing.
Educating, yeah, because I'm a noob. I feel like I am a bit of a
monk. No, I don't have these. I'm gonna have to get them. I think they must be on Francoface. I think they're on Francoface, so I need to add them. Yeah, that one's in. Hyperglops in. I like that one. So my number 4 game.
Yes.
Is Undertale.
Really?
And you can almost have a mark here for the sound effects.
Wow. I've heard it's a really good game.
What, have you not played it?
I've never played it, but I heard it was a one guy.
I think that needs to be on your list.
Yeah.
At some point. It's very. I've put it there on the basis that I was very skeptical and against playing it, and then I did play it, and it was, wow, this was actually amazing, and it was a very, very touching and very entertaining game. And then it made Deltarune a whole lot more emotional, but that's another story. I gave Deltarune an honourable mention because of how it carried on all these feelings I've had, and Deltarune was without a doubt one of my most favourite streams ever. I think if I'd ever had to pick one out from all my history, I'd pick out the Deltarune one. I think that was my most favourite stream I've ever done on stream ever.
I just had to like look at what Deltarune was because I wasn't sure. But...
So it's like a 4-hour sort of sequel. Is it sequel? It's sort of just it was sort of like the next story on after Undertale, but no one really knows if it's a sequel or a prequel. So it's just the next game.
Okay.
But
so you played them both kind of side by side.
No, I played Undertale. I must have played that a couple of years ago. And then played Deltarune about a few months ago, and it was so good. It was really good.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, because I know Undertale's made by one person, and
they made another one
and
again.
Music as well, the chiptune music.
Yeah,
which is cool.
You could if you played that and played that on the flute, that'd be pretty, because they're not like. I guess they can't be too. I guess they can't be too hard to play on the flute because it's kind of just like just one notes, right? Is that not what you do on a flute? Like you just copy it.
Yeah. I could do that, but earlier on I did a poor show of playing something on the spot. But I reckon I could. I think the chiptune tracks would go well. They'd go down well on the flute.
Bright Memory is made by one person. I don't know what Bright Memory is. I played. I just had One Shot in my head then for some reason. One Shot's sick. One Shot's a really good game. I think I don't know. I would recommend that too. Harry. Well, we don't have uptime as a command. We've been live for 54 minutes. If that helps. If you do want to know that information.
54 minutes.
Yeah.
It goes well quick.
It goes well quick. Yeah. Yeah, Harry, we might have to get you on for a bit of a Twitch education. I'm more than happy to let Harry give you a bit of a. It'd be like a Twitch history with Harry. He has been on Twitch a lot longer than me. He's known the website a lot longer than me, which is like, it would be quite interesting actually. It could be quite funny. Do more fancy tunes, please. No more synthwave. Oof, they're calling you out for what music you're making.
No more synthwave. No, Magic's like synthwave. I think that reads no more synthwave.
So I've got a question. Do you know those 5 songs you did for your EP?
Yes.
They sort of, you take a bit of inspiration from Grimes, right?
Yes.
Right. That was like, right. That's why she was like that, because it sort of sounds the same.
I wrote one of the songs in the same key as one of her songs.
Right.
Well, it's the same chord progression.
Okay.
So it will sound similar in that respect.
I don't know what that means.
On one of them.
Yeah, we did talk about Cyberpunk 7. So as I'm actually giving Becky all the career advice she needs right to this evening, I did say do some synthwave for Cyberpunk 2077. That would be. I did say that. Not about half an hour ago. I said that. I'm just so good. Anyway, we've got Soma for Becky's number 4.
Yes.
And we're going to. I'm trying to use references from that game to sort of pass our way into the next one. It's like a swimming game again, isn't it?
Kind of.
Okay, let's jump our way into the number 3rd slot. So what have you got at number 3? What's your bronze medal?
All right, it is Alien Isolation.
Oh God, she does that. She's like in her spooky horror games. Go on. Yes. So why have you put that there then?
So I thought the graphics were amazing. Again, you're gonna kill me for saying it. But I'm not gonna kill you for saying.
I'm not gonna kill you for saying this. This is your opinion. This is what my top 5 is.
The sound design in that game was unbelievable. It was unbelievably good, and the music, even though it was just very subtle, but the sound design is so good at building tension. If that wasn't as good as it was, Alien Isolation wouldn't be as good. But the alien as well was so scary, like.
Yeah, this is Becky's top 5. So we sort of we introduced this little new feature for a podcast where we're asking our guests to sort of give their top 5, but they have to be from different franchises. Is the only rule for this. And so far Becky said Subnautica, Soma, and now she's saying Alien Isolation, which is because of the sound design, as is the other previous 2. So I might need to make a top 5 based on sound design as well at this point, because mine aren't based on sound design. It's
no, but they're based on other things. They are based on other things as well.
Well, we're gonna get there. We are gonna get there with this. We're ascending up the list to find out what is Becky's number 1. And so far, they've all been quite pretty recent games, which is it was taking me quite by surprise. I think Alien's probably the oldest one out of those 3.
There's a lot of like fun moments of Alien where the alien just pops out, and just like I've had him land on me before, basically. Like, terrible. It was terrible.
So you enjoy having a terrible time?
Yeah.
Is it like you commute home on the train?
No, it was very fun. Are
you talking about the game or the train?
No, the game. It was fun.
Right.
Scary.
Right, okay. So, I'm surprisingly, I'm going to be joining you on this single player here with. I've gone for Red Dead Redemption as my number 3.
The original one.
The first one, absolutely. No, the Red Dead Redemption. Yeah, there's Red Dead Revolver before it, but the actual Red Dead Redemption was like a kind of brand new story really. And
Yeah.
And the story really behind that is that I didn't actually play it when it came out. I played I had a little bit of a glimpse of it on a friend's console once, and I thought, oh, it's on. I got it pre-owned. I bought a pre-owned copy back when that was popular to go to game, but any other shops are available. You went and got a pre-owned copy, and I was like, I just wanted to see what the story was, because it was kind of I loved the fact that you could open roam with a horse. Big cowboy game. That looks really, really good. And pre-owned copy, put it in, and I don't think I turned it off. I must have not turned it off for a whole weekend or so, just going through that game. Honestly, it was the better. I was just took me by surprise as to how great it was, and I've gone for these games as stuff that as stuff in the games that will stick in my mind, and the bit. Well, so I'm guessing you've played it. Have you played Red Dead 1?
No.
Right, that's all. If by any chance you're going to play it, I'm not going to try and spoil it, but there's a bit where you cross the river into Mexico, and the music comes on, and I think they purposely make it where the sun's setting on the desert, and it's a very, very it was just such a standout moment for me in that game. And then there's the ending, which I don't want to say what the ending is, but if people who are here who've played that, I think they'll know what I'm on about with the ending of Red Dead Redemption. I think it must be a top 10 moment. In anyone who could make a top 10 gaming story moments has got to put that in the list. The ending.
I have heard amazing things about it, and no wonder there was so much hype for Red Dead 2 as well.
Yeah, it's got good sound design in it. Is what I'm trying to say. There
wasn't good sound design in games. Games would not be the same.
No, that's true. I guess that's kind of why I've taken such a great love to Sonic recently. It's that all the recent stuff, there's so much. Shino's gonna sort of suck me in. I've said, so as soon as I start saying everything about Sonic and its music is great, it's just gonna be good. It'll just never let me forget it. But I mean, at this point, I've gone too far down the rabbit hole with it. It's I can't believe that it takes so much time and care, and they make the music, they make the songs sound so epic for the game that it is, and it's yes, they sound cringy. Yes, they sound like it's a Linkin Park cover, but that's the point. It's kind of you kind of love it, though, that it is like that.
I get it. I remember last week you were talking about the Sonic Adventure soundtrack, and I used to sit there and listen, because I played Sonic Adventure about 1,000 times, and I love each character has their own song, and you were talking about that, and yeah, you're right. They've always put a lot of thought into their music.
And we've also got the big one this weekend as well, which I was surprised. It's everyone I've told, it was oh, is this what you're playing this weekend? And was going super hype about it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just hoping that there's not more fishing levels in it, right?
Sorry?
Is the fishing in it again?
No. You don't have to worry about fishing anymore.
Oh, right, okay. Right. It wasn't that the fishing was bad, it was why is it there?
It's just it's annoying.
You got a psst from Magiox.
I haven't. Oh, as good as that game is, I couldn't put it on my top 5.
Couldn't put it in, Magiox.
I did think about it.
Shame.
It did go on there for a bit, but I took it off.
Would it be an honourable mention if you could give it one?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Anyone who can play Fury, it's amazing, and it's a hard game, and the music's great, and you have to play it.
Complete it on Fury, mate. It's not that hard. It is not that hard.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to play Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, we've.
I think. Yeah.
Go on. Sorry. That was another.
No, I was about to say. I think there's some cringy moments now. If I played it now, I'd realise there's a lot of really cheesy, cringy bits. But that's part of what Sonic is. Isn't it?
It's I can't. It's waiting for Sonic Adventure, Sonic the Hedgehog 06, like the 2006 version. I think is going to be the bit. It's going to be where our adventure declines into a very depressing whirlpool of cringe and. But I can't wait. I can't wait to see how bad it is.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited.
It's gonna suck.
It's gonna be great.
Galloping. That's my Red Dead reference. Galloping into Becky's silver medal place. What is Becky's all-time top 5 second place game? What is it?
Dark Souls 1.
Oh, that game's got such sick sound design. Oh, I can't honestly. As soon as I booted up that game up for the first time, I just love it. The way that the fire's crackling and the wind is howling and the monsters are growling. And, the sound design.
I'll tell you a story about Dark Souls.
Okay.
So the first time I ever played a Souls game was I bought Demon Souls from like a game shop for like second hand, and I think I spawned a character. I walked out of the first area and I died straight away and gave the game back to the shop straight away. And then a few years later, Liam convinced me to pick up Dark Souls 1, and I loved it because the satisfaction you get from spending so long on a boss or an area. And then you kill it finally, and you're just like, yeah, like you're just like, yes. Like, I think Dark Souls as well had such an amazing community. Like it was just like everyone was funny. No one took the game too serious. Well, everyone takes the game quite seriously, but there's a lot of people that created really funny characters, and Fashion Souls was born from that, and people would make. A character wielding 2 shields and try and complete the game like that, and like the amount of versatility of the builds you could create was great. So yeah, that's my second. I went on a bit of a rant there.
No, and I am going to applaud you for not referencing the sound design on that one. You put it there. Probably for something that's an actual general nostalgic reason, which is good. And I've not heard a backstory to someone's favourite game by saying I played it and returned it.
Yeah, I did.
And I don't think I've ever heard someone say that's what they did with one of their favourite games.
Yeah.
That's quite surprising.
Yeah, the voice acting was also really amazing. The voice acting in that game is very believable, and the music for the last boss is an amazing piece of music as well. Makes the whole game very, sad. But yeah, that was, Dark Souls, number 2.
Right, okay. I should say what mine is. I've not got. My number 2 does not have the backstory of returning it because it was a virtual copy for us. Well, and I don't think that Steam had refunds at this point. No. So my number 2 game is another one that I did a stream for, and it is To the Moon. To the Moon. Yeah. It's. I think at the time, it was just it was just a very emotional game to play, and it's just a story about you sort of try to complete this wife's she's dying, and you try to complete her last wish, and you go sort of time traveling to change I think it's like changing the past to make it then happen, and it's very very, very good. There's not so much I want to say about it because I could just say sort of spoil it. So it's only like a little pixely top-down 2D game as well, but it's the story that's there and that's been written into it. It's it was pretty phenomenal, that game. And it made me tear up.
Yeah, I love a game that makes you tear up.
Yeah, like what scary games.
Soma has a sad ending, okay?
Yeah,
it's sad.
Or was it the sound design that made you sad? Are they probably the rubbish games make you sad when the sound design is rubbish? It's so bad.
No, the sound design is one thing that I like about these games. They've got a lot of other things that I enjoy.
Fair enough. Right, I guess we should. It's just gone past 9 o'clock, and we're going to hear Becky's number 1 all-time top game that she's sitting on a desert island. She's got a coconut milk next to her. She's sipping away, and she's just booted this game up. What is it, and why are you playing it? Number 1 game.
All right, so my number 1 game is The Last of Us.
I know. I'm still sat down. Don't worry.
My cheeks hurt from smiling so much.
I'm still sat down. Yeah, go on.
Your reaction wasn't good.
No. I'm just messing. If you, it's you meet the giraffes, right? And then.
No, so what I really loved about how, even though the game is a linear game, the characters just felt really reactive, and they react to the environment, and they react to each other, and you feel like, even though you only follow like 2 characters, you feel like you're an actual person with them, and you like develop this really like strong bond with both of them. They feel like really real people, and the story as well. It was just really, really good, and the graphics were amazing, and it's just a game that I just really, really fell in love with. Really, really fell in love with, and I'm gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it as well. The sounds of the zombies were great. Like they, that I can do it.
You said it. This ruins all credibility.
Wait! I'm gonna make the sound of one of the zombies. I can't do it. Like that. The clickers. They make like clicking sounds. Have you never played it?
No, so you might hate me for this, but I actually watched. I watched someone play the whole thing. It was Soda Poppin's 24-hour stream once, and he played through all the Last of Us, and it was the kind of, it's a game that was on PS, but it's a PlayStation exclusive, and I've not had the PlayStation console, and I just watched. I feel like I could just watch that as a sort of film. I didn't mind that someone else was playing it in a way, and it was kind of good to watch like that story unfold. And I kind of almost felt like it was kind of felt like I was playing as well. And to me that was kind of like one of the, it was very early streams that I was when I started watching people's streams like regularly, and I used to watch Soda a lot, and it was one of the first streams I ever saw, like and watched the whole thing and him play all of Last of Us, and I thought that that was a really good stream, and that's all my experience with Last of Us. I think it's a very good story, but I guess people who play it obviously have their own different. They've had their own time. They sit in their own room and they have that story playing in front of them, and they have that experience. Which I know it's in a lot of people's. In their top lists. Mine is funnily enough linked to Last of Us in a way.
Is it?
Yeah. And I'll tell you.
What is it?
And I'll tell you why. Because it's made by the same developer.
Oh, what is it?
So I'm gonna let you try and guess. I think some people might know what it is already. If they follow the igloo and saw the images, what it was a while ago, made by the same developers. It's earlier than your game.
Okay.
What? Go on. Take a guess. Take a guess.
Oh man, I'm rubbish at names. Uncharted. I can't remember. I don't know. I am the most embarrassing person. I'm so sorry. I'm rubbish with names though.
GTA 5. No, that's not made by. That's not made by them. That was made not. Oh, my
Who
God.
did Last of Us? Who did Last of Us?
So your number one favourite game, you don't know who developed it.
Naughty Dog.
Oh,
No.
right. We're getting closer. We're getting closer.
Yeah. I knew that.
She knew that apparently.
Yeah,
Right.
I said it as a question.
Now there might have been a hint dropped in chat, but if you're gonna sort of guess without looking at chat and don't look at it.
I was looking at chat when you said not to. I was already looking, but I don't know.
God's sake, Magiogs.
I don't know.
Magiogs, why?
Oh! I get it. Okay, say your game. I understand now. I know what game it is.
No, what is it?
Crash Bandicoot.
Which one?
Naughty Dog developed Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, but which one? There's 4 of them.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
There's
I can't remember their names.
There's 4 Crash Naughty Dog games.
What are they called? I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember them.
I'll give you a clue. The first one's called Crash Bandicoot.
So it's not the first one. I
No.
don't think it's going to be the first one. I reckon it's going to be the one. Not the racing game. Actually. Is it the racing game? Is it the Crash... Is it Crash Racers? Is that the...
Oh, you're so... Oh my God. You're literally... I want to tear my skin off. Like...
Oh my God. Anyone who's listening... Who is it?
I want to tear my skin off. Crash Racers.
Crash Racers, yeah.
No.
Oh, Crash Nitro.
No. Crash Nitro was made by Vicarious Visions on the generation after. What?
Crash. Oh, I don't know.
She just got debated. Yeah, got him. Yeah, she's got no clue.
I've got no clue. Just come on, tell me.
Getting a remaster this year?
I know. Well, I don't know. I say I know, but I don't. Clearly, I would have got it by now.
Oh.
Crash Team Racers.
Yeah. No, it's not called races. It's just called. It's
Crash Team
racing.
Yes, I got it in the end.
Crash Team Racing.
Yay.
Oh. Yeah.
That's your favourite Crash game? That's your number one?
Number one, yeah. Tag Team is a good game, and people say that it's not. And I will fight to my grave that Tag Team Racing is still a good game. People are very, very, very harsh to it. It's funny. It's a fun game. No, Crash Team Racing. That is, without a shadow of a doubt, like the game I've put the most hours into. I speedrun with great joy, and it's a very, very big pillar of my childhood, that game. So that's why it stays there. And so I would say this: the story is when Shinon was there for we were watching the Video Game Awards, and they announced. So we made our list. 5 days later, they announced the remaster. 5 days later.
Oh my gosh, you must have just been like, yeah!
I did. I was crying. I was literally. I was just like crying and shouting because of the fact that we were talking about this list, seeing what we wanted to get remastered, and then all of a sudden this news is coming out that it might be getting remastered. I was like, you cannot be serious. At 5,
amazing.
Very, very lucky time. I know it's just a game, but it's
yeah.
Games are, I don't know. Games are about as people can get attached to games as people get attached to songs, artists, films. It's up there. It is an interesting choice for number one. It is, and I could have just gone for one of the normal platformers. Honestly, I love all of them. I do love all of them. All the Crash games. It is my favourite franchise. Just like I think that the people think Sonic's the favourite, Mario's the favourite, Zelda's the favourite. Crash is mine. Crash is mine by a big distance. I did have honourable mentions. Honourable mentions. So I actually made mine as a top 10. So
you didn't tell me.
You could have been here all night.
I know. This was such a hard list to make.
We could have been here all night.
Yes, true. There's too many good games.
So I'll run through what my other. I'll run through. I'll run through my other 5 that were in my top 10.
All right, go on then.
So from number 10 to 6, it was Wolfenstein New Order, Spyro: A Hero's Tale, Mario Kart on DS, and then Animal Crossing Wild World, and Sonic Heroes.
Sonic Heroes. Sonic Heroes. That's the only bit I remember from that.
What, the name of the game?
No, that's like the little riff that comes in on the intro.
That is like that's like the best. That's
Sonic
like
Heroes. Sonic Heroes. That's all I remember.
Please don't watch my Sonic Hero stream.
Why?
Cause you ruin it.
I won't.
Right. Expect Uncharted 2, God of War, Metal Gear Solid, Dark Souls, Fatal Frame, Resident Evil, Shenmue. I've only played one out of that list, and it's Dark Souls. And I've only played Dark Souls 2. The Sonic Adventure remake. We were just talking about that last week. About it might be a thing that's been rumored the main developer, someone was saying that it's like if he wanted to remaster one thing, he would want to remaster the Sonic Adventure games.
Oh my gosh! It's because they're the best games they've ever made.
It could happen. I definitely don't rule out remakes. Remakes is kind of like a sort of revolution. It's like sort of like a gaming thing that's happening at the moment. People are getting hyped for. So much people want remasters because games that are out now suck.
And also, it's nostalgia for a huge group of people. Like when I found out that they were doing like Kingdom Hearts HD remasters, I was just loving life.
Can play as Mickey Mouse.
You can't play as Mickey Mouse though.
Well, you pretty much. Well, you can run around with him.
You can barely even do that. Oh, it was so good, honestly. I just remember Kingdom Hearts 2. I think I completed that game on the ultimate mode like 1,000 times. And so much nostalgia. Love it. That's the only thing I didn't really think about.
I can run around with a sword that's shaped like a key. and then Donald and Goofy are following me now.
That's the only thing I didn't really think about in my top 5 games. I didn't really think about the nostalgia part as much. I thought about like the stories and the gameplay, but I think if I was thinking more nostalgia as well, I'd probably switch my list up a bit. But I've already made my choices. So.
No, it was a good list. It was a very very good. It was a good list and a very fair list. Resident Evil 2 remake files. The game was insane. Sonic Team don't exist anymore. I think they got like a sort of they've had their like sort of last chance with Sonic Forces because it wasn't that great, and they've had this fan team make Sonic Mania that's like such a massive success, and then they make the Sonic Team make their own, and it's not as good. They're bringing out a racing game as well this year, which is which might go down well. We'll have to wait and see.
That's pretty cool.
It was a good list. There's so many games out there that everyone would put in like their top 5s, like but a lot of them are sort of they put them in there for the stories. Like Uncharted so you said Uncharted, God of War, Metal Gear Solid, Dark Souls, Fatal Frame, Resident Evil, Shenmue, single player. They're all single player games. They're all the story you put in the top 5 for the story that's there. But we kind of wanted to go for stuff that's sort of that's why I put Crash Team Racing there. I don't play Crash Team Racing for the story. It's because of how fun the game is, sort of thing. I'm not saying that don't put like single players, because I put Red Dead, I put To the Moon in because of the stories.
Yeah, well, I whacked about 4 single player games in mine, and had like 1 multiplayer one, didn't I?
I wouldn't even say like Sonic Heroes was a brilliant story. Animal Crossing doesn't have a story. Mario Kart's just driving around. I did have some honourable mentions. My honourable mentions are in mind were Overwatch, which I've put a lot of hours in. An old PS1 game, an old PS1 racing game called Taka. All my games on your list are pre-2000. You've not enjoyed any games since 2003. What?
Finish your honourable mentions, and then can I throw in a few random honourable mentions that I just think of, like the first like games that come in?
Yeah, I've got, and the only other one that I was going about was Croc.
Yes, I love Croc. That's one of the first games I ever played.
See, you could have put that in there, but
yeah,
that's what.
Was it the Summit of the Gobbos or something?
Legend of the Gobbos.
Legend of the Gobbos. Yeah.
Yeah, it was got the Gobbos. Yeah. That was good sound design on it. No, that soundtrack is 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think the story is what makes the game memorable for so mind jokes. I agree. Like it's people make the top lists for various reasons, and they've got they sort of judge things on different things. Like Becky went for sound design. And
no, I didn't just go.
And yeah, it's all the story-driven stuff. Like,
yes, The Walking Dead Telltale, the first one, was amazing.
Ripped Telltale Studio.
Oh yeah.
Sad. I'm interested to know. I kind of like in such a dangerous way. I kind of want to know what Harry's top 10 is, but it's very. Let's say it could make out for some interesting content if we have him on.
Yeah.
We need it's not. I'm not ruling it out. Go on.
Yet.
So give us an honourable mention quick. But so I'll give you a bit of a rule. I've got to give you a condition for the honourable mention though.
Okay.
It has to be from the PS2 era.
Oh.
So PS2, Xbox, GameCube.
Final Fantasy X and Kingdom Hearts.
Right. Ooh.
Yeah. There we go. Because Final Fantasy X, I've spent... Yeah, that was an amazing game. The story as well. It was so good. I cried about 1,000 times at that. And Kingdom Hearts as well. You had Disney characters in a game.
You wanted to play a Disney game. You played Donald Duck Quack. I've said this on Twitter. Donald Duck Quack Attack, Mickey Mouse Quest Adventure. I think it was what it was called. Toy Story 2. What else was there? Hercules. 10 out. And Peter
Hercules
Pan.
was a great game.
Magical Racing Tour. Oh.
Okay, I've got another honourable mention.
Yeah, go on.
Space Channel 5 on Dreamcast. It was. I don't think it will go down very well now, but basically, I'll explain it. You played a news reporter who was reporting an alien invasion, and the aliens were attacking, and you had to save the people, but everyone only walked in time to the music, and you had to like hit the button. So the aliens would dance, and they'd be like up, right, left, down, shoot, and you'd have to tap it back in time to the music, and it was so fun. Michael Jackson was even in it randomly as a character. That was a fun game. Silence, why? And Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, you can have that.
Yeah.
You can have Sonic.
Yeah, and Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur.
No, I'm not playing any. I'm not playing any of them. Our secret my joke. She doesn't know what I just did.
What did you do?
Nah, she doesn't know. She didn't hear it. She'll never know.
Oh yeah. What?
She'll never know.
I'm gonna have to watch it back, aren't I, to find out?
Maybe. I should say honourable mention. I've still got some honourable mentions actually, because I just read out the last of my top 10. So honourable mentions, I said Deltarune before. Crash Bandicoot Warps, I said before. Like I've put all the Crash Bandicoot games in there, and I put this in for one of the moments that it had in the game, and I've put in Super Mario Odyssey as an honourable mention. there's a moment in it where. So have you played it?
I haven't played it, but Liam's played.
Right. There's just a bit where it brings in all the sort of. So they put this absolute 10 out of 10 song on. You must have heard the song, right, from Mario Odyssey, the Jump Up Superstar.
Yeah.
And they play that, and then there's a bit where they sort of they bring out retro Mario, and then like it's such like a big level where you just go through all this sort of like nostalgia trip through of Mario, and that level has just for some reason just got into my head, and I thought that the whole game and it was really, really good. It was better than Galaxy. And Galaxy is such a good game as well. Mario games are sort of never fail to disappoint really, which is kind of good of them. Everyone says top 5 best, but what is the top 5 worst? Well, so top 5 worst would be kind of tricky because you just put the games up there which you have played. So I could go for the games that I hate. You could put the top 5 games I will never play that everyone else loves. That'd be like a sort of interesting category.
Yeah, that is an interesting category.
So mine at the top would probably be. See, I can't say that I ever did. I did play League, but I wouldn't put that up there now. And I think that would be like up there. I'd put. I feel like I need to go on Twitch for this and look at the browse menu.
It's hard. Yeah, I know. I don't even think I could think of it. Probably Pokemon Go.
You would never play it?
No, I did. Oh, I did played it. I did. Sorry, that was
really played
bad.
it.
I did played it. I did play it, but it's just like it's just not. It's not like if you want to play Pokemon, you need to play like.
I can't say that I hate because then again I can't say that I really hate it. Games I'll probably never play that everyone like sort of hypes over.
It's hard. It's hard.
It is hard. I don't know. I don't really hate. I don't hate sort of.
I don't think you.
Elder Scrolls. That's one. I'm not going to play Elder Scrolls. Sod that. Like
what?
I don't think I'd ever play
Online?
Any of them.
What? You haven't played Skyrim or Oblivion?
No.
Oh, they're good fun though.
No.
They're fun. They're such good fun.
I don't think I'd ever play any of the Final Fantasies. I don't think I'd ever play Kingdom Hearts. I don't think I'd play any of the Silent Hills or Resident Evils. I don't think I'd play Monster Hunter.
Really? I guess I feel like me and you are very different. We're different with what games we enjoy.
Well, this kind of goes back to sort of what we sort of want to stream. Like you like doing the variety stuff, right? And I've sort of decided in my head that I don't really want to do the variety things anymore. I kind of want. Okay. I'm sticking to doing. This is still kind of an experiment. The podcast. So I'm still trying to take back people's feedback. Got some feedback last week, and just wanted to say I'll probably get some feedback for today. Hopefully, people enjoyed tonight's one.
I hope so.
But taking a bit of feedback off them and then sort of working on, because I do like the idea of doing these, but I need to get better as well. See what works, see what doesn't work, and then on the weekends it's when I've got the time. That's when I have most of my time. Playing Sonic and enjoying streams. Like I've started enjoying streaming again. I've not felt like I don't feel like I've had to just get home and have to stream. Like it's never a have to do thing. And once you sort of have that mentality, everything just sort of feels a lot better with streaming. I don't like. I hate bits of it as much as I do anymore. So yeah,
that's good. Yeah. But I do think you've got that kind of pressure, the pressure of if you don't stream, like worrying about losing, the community you've worked so hard to kind of build up.
Yeah.
If you have a little bit of time off.
Yeah, I see all the time people going about like they're dealing with mental health and saying that they just can't stream, or they ask, should I stream? And it's kind of, as soon as you ask, should I stream, you've lost the battle there already. You shouldn't ever be asking. You shouldn't ever have to ask other people to say, should I stream or not? Because it's kind of like you're begging for people to sort of come on and watch you, and that just defeats the whole point of it. It's a safe space. Well, Harry, it's a safe space. I know you will never leave me.
I think deep down whether you're ready, like if you're not feeling good to stream or not, and
it's
then you make a decision based on that. Like I know recently I had to be like, all right guys, like, I'm not doing any weekday streams this week because I just can't do it. And then I was just like,
and then you came drunk on Sunday. Which is not this is not a bad way to go about it. I rarely drink on stream, so it was like a one-off. Sober Saturdays and slosh Sundays.
That's basically what happened. I was a little bit hungover, so it wasn't good.
Geographics. How are you doing? Welcome. We're just having our cool down period. We've talked quite a bit. Oh, we've got a lot of things about this evening. We've got Becky set for the next 3 years of content, and we've had a bit of discussion about her top 5 sound design games. And now
I played the flute terribly.
Yeah, I did play. I've just wiped that from my brain.
I practiced before. I practiced earlier.
It was nerves.
I was going to play.
We'll just blame it on nerves. You got a bit of stage fright, and
I did. I'm not going to lie. It all went downhill. Which is funny, isn't it? Because I have played in a lot of bands and stuff over the years, and I'm fine. I think it's fine. You're fine when you're playing with a group of people, but as soon as you play on your own, I'm like.
You've lost your Pokemon that used to sit on the top of your keyboard as well.
Oh, mate, it's down here. It's keeping the PlayStation.
Oh. Still not woken up.
No. He's a lovely keepsake from my trip to Japan, so.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm very excited for you, dude. You're gonna have an amazing time.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
It's
gonna be sick.
And I think with that, we're gonna sort of wind this one down. It's been a very, very interesting, fun stream. I've had a lot of laugh. You said your cheeks are itchy, so you might want to sort that out as well.
I can't stop smiling. Do you not get that when you smile so much your cheeks hurt?
Nah, I'm usually quite boring.
I just smile too much, I think. I can't stop. Okay. I'm trying to stop. Yeah.
Well, on all your photos for all your music promotion, you're not smiling on there. So
I know, it's because
you're kind of like the opposite. You kind of like everyone else looks so mopey, and then it's like pictures taken. Right, I got to smile with the photo, but you just work your whole life the opposite way. Smile all the time, picture taken.
No, because for the solo music stuff, I've got like serious photos, but then for like the band stuff, it's they're smiling photos.
And you look down as well.
Yeah. All like that. It's
It's just modelling, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. It's all about the angle.
Yeah. Oh, I've had a good, interesting evening of conversations. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for inviting me on. I've had a great. It's been really fun. Woo!
Right, so I'm gonna have to sort of make sure we're gonna find out our guests for. Hopefully the podcast will end up. Eventually, in the future we'll actually know who we're gonna be on next week, so I can big up who is gonna be on next week. But no, I'm sort of the moment sort of guest hunting each week. And
that's exciting.
It is exciting. So it keeps it a bit more fresh, keep it more random. But no, I've had a good evening. Right, a bit of chilling for my stream. We have Sonic Adventure 2 on Friday. which will be starting at about 8 o'clock, I think, on Friday night. And we're going to be doing a Friday night, Saturday night, and then about Sunday afternoon, like we did last week for Sonic Adventure. So this is Sonic Adventure 2, part of our Sonic Challenge to play every Sonic game that there is that is worth playing. That's the motto. So hope that you all can tune in for that.
Yeah.
Make sure you drop Twitch TV/Bekimachine. I'm going to drop that link in chat right now. Make sure you all give it a lovely follow, because that would be very, very unkind if I didn't. So make sure you go and say hello sometime while she's doing her drunk Bloodborne streams. They are the best streams, best Bloodborne streams on Twitch by a country mile. Right, that's all we've got time for this evening. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna end the call. So don't be worried. I'm not done with you. Like, don't just take it as right. She's off now.
Evaluation chat. All right.
Yeah. So we've got to end the stream. So bye. Say goodbye. Bye everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you on Friday.